Hello, my name is Eel. I play Magic Online, and today we've come here to do exactly that. If you guys were with us last week, we played a super broken deck that had Black Lotus and Ancestral in it. So I didn't have to play that well, and we trophied. So I'm looking to trophy again. If I trophy this league, it'll be the third trophy in a row, which is the longest trophy streak I probably ever had. So that would be really exciting. As far as cards I'm looking at this pack, I'm probably just going to take Mind Twist. For some reason, black seems to be like consistently open. So I'm down to play black. Other good cards that I'm looking at are like Grim Monolith. Pairs really well with Mind Twist. We can turn 2 Monolith, turn 3, Mind Twist for 5. That's their whole hand. Uh Rakdos Signet is not the strongest Signet, but it is a Signet. Thirst for Knowledge is great. If we play mono red, Bomb at Core would be good, but I'm just gonna take Mind Twist. Alright, in this pack we see some good stuff. We see Natural Order, Recurring Nightmare, Green Fetch. Wheel of Fortune's good, but uh, I feel like it's only good in like mono red and like Storm. Uh, I could take Leovold. Leovold's actually really strong, but I think I'd rather take a black fetch before taking Leovold, or I'd rather take Bayou too over Leovold. Um, am I gonna end up playing Sultai again? I've already done that. We're just taking Natural Order. Natural Order's just broken. I think that's better than Recurring Nightmare, but I think maybe a fetch would just be better. You can just stay open by taking a fetch. Yeah, I think I like that. We are passing Natural Order, so someone might end up going into green because of that, but, whatever. Here we see Spell Pierce is really good. Oracle's also great. We did just pass the Natural Order, though. There's Ulamog, which is a great reanimation target. There's Pernicious Deed, which is good in certain decks. If you have a lot of Planeswalkers, it's cool because it dodges it. It's actually a pretty okay card, but the problem is green-black, you usually don't want to wrath your board. It's usually pretty bad, so... Let's see, I can also just take Git Probe. That goes in pretty much any deck and gives us information about our opponent's hand. I think we're just going to take Spell Pierce. I think it's just the strongest card in this pack. I could also take Oracle, but I already passed a good green card, so hopefully I'm signaling that green's open. Here, I really like Croxa. Black-Red Reanimator is actually really fun. It's like an aggro version of Reanimator. There's also Thief of Sanity. We could play Blue-Black again. I think the Blue-Black deck is like really good. I think it's slept on pretty hard. There's also Imperial Seal, which is good if you're playing Reanimator. Gonti's good value. This card usually comes around, but we haven't played that deck yet. So maybe, I don't know. I think we're going to take Thief of Sanity. We already have blue and black cards. That makes the most sense, but I could see taking red there too. Here we see Pack Rat, which I like. I think Chromox is just the best card, like highest win rate. I'd be fine having GT in my deck, Knight's Whisper, Nobles here. So if we went into green, we'd probably be in a good spot. But I think we're just gonna take Chromox. Fast mana is very good, especially in a format like Vintage Cube. Like it pairs well with Mind Twist. A turn 2 Thief of Sanity is going to be way stronger than a turn 3 Thief of Sanity. Here, we're a little punished. There is Lightning Bolt Duretti in this pack, which are both great reasons to play black red. I don't really like Opposition Agent. I don't think it's very good. It's good against like certain decks or if they have a lot of fetches, but it's not my favorite. I think the choice is between Duretti. So if I Duretti's really good, but there is a non-zero chance it's one of the last 2 cards left. Actually, the last 2 cards will probably be like Thousand Year Storm Carrick, so I think I'm gonna take Duretti. I think it's stronger than Lightning Bolt if we do end up in red. I'm not 100% sure. That could be wrong. Lightning Bolt is really good. And Lightning Bolt might even be better because we're not sure that we're playing. Okay. Here, there's a red fetch, which I like a lot. There's Rabbleman, which is really good with Chromox, but there's also a Grave Titan. It's a great reanimation target, and we can just end up playing it. So I think I'm just going to take Grave Titan. This pairs well if we get like Recurring Nightmare too, and you just have like 6 mana. You can just animate Recurring Nightmare, or you can animate Grave Titan, get 2 zombies, sacrifice one of the 2 zombies, bring back the thing you just killed with Recurring Nightmare. It's a pretty good combo. Here we see Vamp Tutor, Frost Titan, Ballista, Chain Lightning. I kind of like Vamp Tutor. If we do end up playing Reanimator, it lets us grab like any good card out of our deck. It's better than Imperial Seal because you can do it end step on their turn, so you get more time to think about what you want. Otherwise, I would probably take Chain Lightning or Ophiomancer. I've actually been impressed with how much I like Ophiomancer. In this pack, okay. So it definitely looks like black red is open. So hopefully we get Crocs back. That would be cool. Bomback Courier might be okay. Also like Duress. Just looking at your opponent's hand is like super, super useful. Yeah, I'm just gonna take Duress. Like a turn one Duress is like pretty brutal. Here we're gonna take Recurring Nightmare. I think it's better than just a 2-mana bolt. Here, so we could take Putrid Imp, but I think when you play Black Red Reanimator, you're not really like trying to reanimate necessarily. It's kind of like you just end up discarding cards to like Liliana or something, and then you like get incidental value from Recurring Nightmare. So I think I'm just gonna take Incinerate. Okay, we got Croxy back, which is awesome. So it looks like it looks like maybe for the first time in a while we're not playing blue black, which is fine with me. I play this deck a lot. I do like it. I think it's really good, but I'm actually a huge fan of the black red Reanimator deck. I think it's super super slept on. This fetch is probably gonna end up being useless, but that's okay. We didn't know. We know that our the person that we're passing to the left is most likely playing green because we passed a bunch of good green cards. Uh, so this man or this man is probably playing green. So hopefully this pack we're gonna get a lot of the stuff that we want in like the first few packs. So that should be good. Needle Spires gonna go to the sideboard. Ashen Rider, we might not end up playing again in Black Red Reanimator. You're playing ideally you want like Grave Titan. What's the red Titan called? Inferno Titan. So you're playing like reanimation spells that you could cast anyways. That's like kind of ideal. This pack is pretty bad. Shelldock would be great, but I don't think we're playing blue. We could take Eidolon. That puts a lot of pressure on our opponent, but it does deal a bunch of damage to us. I kind of wish we had that pack rat in our deck. I don't think taking Burst Lightning first is very good at all. We could take Karn, but I think if we get up to 7 mana, we're kind of trolling. We didn't get that Rakdos Signet back either. Interesting. Yeah, I'll go with Beer Storm, but I'm not playing Storm. This pack's pretty bad. I think I'm just gonna take Eidolon. Could be good against like mono white or something, I guess. Or also just take Burst Lightning. It might just be better. I'm just gonna take Eidolon. I'm not sure that we're playing it though. So your first pick being a card that you're not sure you're playing is not ideal, but that's okay. This pack is not amazing. Southern Titan's okay. I do like Hymn to Torak. We do need good mana to support Hymn to Torak though, because it is double black on turn 2, but it is a fine black card. So I think we'll take that. We could get Manamorphose back. That would make casting it easier. It's a shame we didn't get that pack rat because pack rat's a great example of a card that's just like an aggro card that happens to make you discard cards. That's kind of what you want in the black red reanimator deck. Kind of something like Collective Brutality. I would take Grim Lava Man too, but Collective Brutality is a great example of just a good card that happens to make you discard. That's kind of what I'm looking for. There's nothing else that interesting in the pack other than Grim Lava Man and Collective Brutality. I think Collective Brutality is just better. We might end up taking an Underground, see if it comes back, just in case we get like a Steam Vents or something. Or not Steam Vents, but something else. A Polluted Delta. So that way we can grab, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like a fetch that would be half off color but is now on color because we have an extra duel. I might not able to think of one. Like one that grabs black and like green. No, that doesn't work. What? Black. It would have to be like blue green. If we got a Misty, does that make sense? No. Blue. It would have to be blue red. Yeah, Steam Vents make sense. I was right the first time. All right, you know what I mean. This deck's also usually pretty okay with Shallow Grave. Shallow Grave reanimates the creature and it gains haste, so it's just like basically if you have a good creature in your graveyard, it's you can get like 2 Ashen Rider triggers, or you can get 2 Grave Titan triggers, and it's kind of like burn as well because you hit them that turn. So you'd be fine with that. We'd probably take like Reanimate and like Exhume, like the lower mana ones, but things like Makeshift Mannequin we're not really trying to take. Um, this pack is okay. It's not the best. You could take Top is usually pretty good in any Reanimator deck because you're trying to look for like key cards. We could take Recruiter, grabs Nothing currently, but it is good with Recurring Nightmare. There's also 2 red signets I like. We're not really playing Snapcaster. We're not playing Serulf. Sorry. First time reading. Balance is great, but we're super not playing white. Honestly, if this is a black signet, I'd probably take it, but I think I'm just gonna take top. Helps us find what we need. Ooh, Gristlebrand's great. I do really like Seasoned Pyromancer, though. Again, another great example of a good card that just happens to make you discard. Good with Recurring Nightmare. But Gristlebrand is kind of like the ideal reanimation target. We don't have a ton of reanimation. Kind of, is passing Gristlebrand crazy? Here's the thing, though. If no one else is playing Sneak Attack, and I don't think anyone else is playing Reanimator, we're going to get Gristlebrand back. We're probably not going to get Seasoned Pyromancer back. Is that crazy? Seasoned Pyromancer is really strong. So is Gristlebrand, though. Just being able to refill your hand seems really good. This might be wrong. I'm going to take Pyromancer. We'll see if I end up regretting that. Here we see not a lot of exciting cards, actually. Bone Shredder's good with Recurring Nightmare as long as you're not playing black. Because you can turn any of your creatures into a Bone Shredder, basically, with Recurring Nightmare. We also take Goblin Guide, just like a nice aggro creature that deals some damage to them. But if you don't play it on turn 1, it's not always the best. I think I'm just going to take Bone Shredder. Here we see Through the Breach, which could be pretty good with our deck. We see Awakening, which isn't, life-changing. There's Dragonlord of Tarka, which is a pretty good reanimation target. Darkside Shores isn't really our colors. There's a Shield Breaker, which is fine. I would totally play that. It's a random creature for Recurring Nightmare, like to sack. And it can kill an artifact. I think I'm going to take Breach. If we end up with like a fatty stuck in our hand, it's a great way of dealing with that. Here, this is a pretty easy Ravenous Chupacabra. I could take Iona, but the only reanimation spell we have is Recurring Nightmare. Recurring Nightmare goes great with Ravenous Chupacabra. It just kills any creature, and you get a body on the field. And we already do have like 2 things that are okay reanimating, and breaching Iona isn't really great. It's not really where you want to be. Here, I think I'll take Emrakul. I think it's better than just like a random Fatal Push. Because we already have Incinerate, we already have Collective Brutality, we already have Bone Shredder, so this makes it so if we do get like more reanimation spells, I think that's better than everything else in the pack. Here, we are not playing Storm, so we're not going to take it, either of these 3 cards. I think we're just going to take Manamorphose. If we have 1 red, it means that we can fix our mana, and it is just like a free card in our graveyard, which is good with Kroxa. I will gladly take a Grim Lava Man. I could see taking Unburial Rites too. We do have a white fetch, so that could end up being good. But I think I'm just going to take Lava Man. It's a great card. We'll put Burning in the sideboard. We're probably not going to play it, though. And then Liliana is great. It kind of does something similar. It's just a pretty good card that happens to mill you. Like, you could just plus it over and over again, and that would be, like, fine. But, we might just randomly mill an Ashen Rider and be better than fine. Sensei Divining Top with Metamorphose is actually really cool too. We'll put Casualty of War. Casualty of Wars is really strong, but the drawback is it's super green and super black. It's double green, double black, so you have to be playing those 2 colors like pretty hard, or your mana fixing needs to be like this shit. In this pack, I'm probably just gonna take Bloodstained Mire. I would like to be able to cast my spells if possible. Hopefully, cards we get back are Una's Prowler. That would be really good. Not a lot of really exciting cards in this pack though. We didn't get Gristlebrand back last pack, which is what I thought would happen. But, we didn't take it, so it's kind of a problem. Getting Burgie back would be fine. I've actually been really impressed with Burgie. When they had spoiled that they were adding it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this card, but I'm actually a big fan. Ooh, okay, so there's an off-color Mox. So the 2 main cards I'm looking at are Goldspan Dragon and Mox Emerald. Mox Emerald helps us cast a surprisingly low amount of our deck. And Goldspan Dragon, if we resolve it and attack, we get guaranteed to cast Grave Titan the following turn. Or we could even cast Ashen Rider off of it if we get to second combat, like cast it in phase 2. I've been really impressed with Goldspan Dragon. It feels really great when it's in my deck. And we already have Chrome Mox. Like, if we didn't have, like, Hymn to Torok in our deck, actually, is Mind Twist just too good with Mox? I think I am going to take Mox, but this means that I probably have to play more lands. We have Manamorphose too. I'm just going to take the Mox. Moxes are generally pretty good. Ingress Rampage is a card that I don't super like, but I see like people like Caleb love it. Caleb Gannon, he's a Vintage Cube content creator. It is cool that you get to choose. It can just be 2-mana kill Planeswalker. It's gonna come back though. I would be surprised if someone took it. So I'm just gonna take Strip Mine. Strip Mine's a beautiful, beautiful card. Very fun for me. Here we see a black Signet. That's probably just what I'm taking. Null Priest. I really don't like this card. It's probably good against burn. That's about it. I don't super like it. It's like 6 mana reanimate something. That's like not that great. And it's 2 mana 2 with lifelink. I'm not a huge fan. I think I'm just gonna take the black Signet. All right, here Wosh Rider's probably okay. I am just gonna take Blackleaf Cliffs again. I would like to cast my spells. Hopefully. I hated Magda when they announced that she was gonna be in the cube. Because I forget what card they took out, but I was mad about it. And I actually like this card. I think this card is surprisingly good. It's mana fixing. If you're going first, you usually get at least 2 combats off of it. So you can like cast something on turn 4. That's a 6-drop, which is kind of what our deck wants to do. Doesn't work great with Recurring Nightmare, and for that reason, I might just take Kite Sail Freebooter. It interacts with their hand, and like Duress, it lets us see what's going on, which is very important. We don't want to like play into a Wrath or something. I don't think this is a Splinter Twin deck, although it is kind of close to being a Splinter Twin deck. I think I'm, how many? 23. I think I'm just going to take, nah, I'm going to take Magda. Actually, I want to take Magda. It's more fun. Pestermite. Take Overgrown Tomb. We can grab that off of Windswept Teeth, but that we would need to get another duel to make Windswept Teeth playable. We should take Wear Tear. We're not really playing white though, so I'd probably just take Bitter Blossom. Probably won't play it unless we're playing its control or something. It's a great sideboard card against control. Rotting Reggie's probably exactly what we're looking for. It's just a great card that happens to make you discard. Again, we don't have a ton of Reanimator. We literally just have Recurring Nightmare, and we have Vamp Tutor to grab Recurring Nightmare, and I guess we have Lily too, so we're not super in on the Reanimator thing. But we are playing like a black-red like aggro hit stuff deck. Here, I don't really like Mastermind's Acquisition. We do have 1 fetch and Strip Mine, so we could play Crucible. It's also good with Rotting Regisaur. It's good with... Did we take... Oh no, it'd be good with Burgi because you could discard a land and then play it off Crucible, but we can't have both. I think I'd rather just take Burgi because I could play the 5 mana side and discard. Ooh, we got Goldspan Dragon back. That's awesome. I think this card is very strong. I'm a big fan, and we did get Ingress Rampage back, which I do like as well. We'll take Gideon. We're probably not playing him though. Ooh, here I'll probably take Woestrider. This gets back Manamorphose. This is actually probably pretty good with Recurring Nightmare. We can get back Duress, Vamp Tutor, Hymn to Torak, Brutality, Rampage. Okay, looks like we're taking it. I'm still thinking. I didn't see the timer ticking down. I guess we'll take Splinter Twin. This would be a good Splinter Twin deck, probably. But I am nervous about playing Splinter Twin. Because if we just have like Burgi and Splinter Twin in hand, that's like not really what you want. This deck might be okay. We do have Mox Emerald. It is the worst Mox, like win rate wise. But we're also not playing it in our green deck, so that might be why the win rate's bad. Because green decks don't super need Moxes because they kind of have like they have a ton of ramp. So as far as what we take out, I might take out Duress game 1 until we know where they're playing. How many cards do I have to get? So I'm not playing Windswept Teeth. Honestly, I'm probably not gonna count Strip Mine as a land. Chromox counts as a land. Mox Emerald counts as a colorless land. So you have some cards to cut. I don't think I'm playing Emrakul. Ashen Rider plus Recurring Nightmare seems like a good enough combo to leave Ashen Rider in. We can also cast it off of a Goldspan Dragon token, which I do like. I might not be playing Bone Shredder until I know they're not playing black. Because if you have Bone Shredder and you're playing against black, it's like really not fun. You have a lot going on in the 2 slot. I think I'm not playing Breach. So probably cutting like 2 more cards. I'll probably cut Ugh, it's hard. Maybe I'm cutting top. Kind of have a lot of things to do with our mana. I'm not sure that we're gonna have like leftover mana to try to like spin top. Or do you have like Grim Lavamancer? Maybe I'm not playing Grim Lavamancer. I don't know. It is a creature. It is a 1-drop for Recurring Nightmare, which I do like. It's kind of tricky. Maybe I'm not playing Metamorphose. It is just like it is mana fixing though. It makes our mana easier if we have like one red and one black on turn 2, then we can Manamorphose into him to Torak and cast it. It's also kind of cute with top that you have a way of drawing a card without tapping the top, so you can keep it in play. This is tricky. Goblin Dark Rollers grabs what? It grabs Collective Brutality, Him to Torak, Incinerate, Rampage, Manamorphose, Duress, Vamp Tutor. That does actually have some good targets. It is super, super fat, which I do like. I think I need to cut at least one card. Maybe I'm cutting 2 cards. All right, here we are in round 1. We'll tell our opponents to have fun. We won the die roll, which, if you don't know, I seem to be very fortunate on this channel winning die rolls, so I'm not going to complain. This hand is fine. Having double black for him to direct would be cool, but we do have Lava Man, we have turn 2 Kroxa, and we do have a Mox in our hand. So if we go like land, Gold Span Dragon, we can cast it turn 4, which I like. Our opponent's mulling, which is fine with me. To review, I'm not the patron saint of Magic Online, so, you know, mull away. Doesn't bother me. They are playing green. All right, we don't have a way to kill that yet. We're gonna grab Magda, I think, and then next turn we can him to Torak plus Kroxa, which I like a lot. We're gonna just Bloodstain Mire, I think. Grab a Swamp. We'll attack for 1, see if they want to trade with Lava Man. They're probably not going to, that's why I'm attacking. Also, I mean, we could Kroxa and then kill Jorga Tree Speaker, exiling our Kroxa. That seems not the best, but that is something we could do. All the Blossoms is interesting. Also just Incinerate, that's probably better. So we're gonna go... Probably gonna go him into Grim Lava Man. That's probably gonna be ideal. So we're gonna attack them with Magda. You want Lava Man back. They're gonna block with wall, which is fine. They don't block with wall. They're kind of crazy. I'm gonna sack this for black. Then we are going to hymn them. And then we are going to kill Jorga Tree Speaker by exiling 2 cards from my graveyard. And then we are going to pass the turn. We do kind of need like something to do to win the game. We did discard some cards, which is cool, but we only got a Hex Drinker and a Windswept Teeth, which isn't like what we're going to lose to. But they do only have 3 mana, which is awesome. That's what I like to see. See what they play. Fauna Shaman, I will probably Incinerate. We're gonna play Blackleaf Cliffs tapped, unfortunately. We're gonna play Mox Emerald. We're going to Kroaxa, see what's going on. We'll auto yield to this trigger. Discard Deranged Hermit, and then we're probably just gonna Incinerate this and then start attacking them. So now they're hellbent. We're getting treasures every turn. We can just draw like Grave Titan. Or if we draw other things that put cards in our graveyard, we can end up escaping Kroxa eventually. We are hellbent though, which is not my favorite. Eternal Witness is pretty good for them here. They can get back Hex Drinker, which can kind of make us like waste our Grim Lava Man, unfortunately. Yeah, seems pretty good here. Black Lotus. Okay, but we know what their last card is, so it's actually kind of annoying because we could have duress to take their last card, which would have been cool. We can duress in order to not waste our Lava Man. But they can't level up at instant speed, I don't think. So it does mean we have to get rid of Croxa, but we're gonna end up exiling like all the cards from our graveyard anyway, so I don't super see a reason to do that. I could also just play something scary off Black Lotus, and that would be pretty bad. We do need to draw something to do. Good to know that our opponent is playing Black Lotus, though. They do play Hex Drinker. They should only be able to level up as a sorcery. Yeah, counters only on as a sorcery. We will take 2 if they attack. We're going to wait to kill it until their end step, or if they try to go for the level up. We're going to Lava Man Hex Drinker. Exiling these 2. What is this? You can't level up at instant speed. Yeah, they probably thought you could. You cannot. That would be really good if you could. Okay, we got Goldspan Dragon, which is awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. We need, like, something to do. And this is going to be a good clock. It's going to give us all the mana we could ever want. Which I also like. I think we duress them this turn. We just have, like, infinite mana, and I want to see what's going on. Whatever they top deck, they're just going to play anyways, so... It is Acidic Slime, so they can Acidic Slime something, but that still doesn't stop our... They can kill, like, one of our black sources, and we still have Goldspan Dragon in play and Grim Lava Man, so they're kind of in danger. Our best draw would be Pyromancer, because then we would just get to draw 2 cards. Okay, they do concede. Honestly, though, that could have went really poorly for us. Luckily, we did get... we did have Magda in order to cast our turn to him, which was really awesome. So it's pretty important in winning that game. They're playing green. But the fact that they're playing... I was going to say the fact that they're playing... What's it called? What is that card called? The one they discarded, the 5-drop that puts swirls into play. I'm so bad at names. Are they playing that? Am I crazy? I thought they discarded or something. I don't know. They're playing green. So... I think Bone Shredder is going to be good. It will kill their creature. We can also kill, like, their dork if it's relevant. I think that makes duress bad. They're not playing a ton of non-creatures. If they end up having, like, if we end up having a Bone Shredder in our hand and they, like, natural order kill Overlands with Rastdown, I'll feel silly, but as long as they don't do that. I could also see Splinterton's probably good in this deck. It's probably not good enough. We're just going to run it back like that. See what we can do. Hopefully your opponent doesn't just like land Black Lotus, play something scary. Or if they do, hopefully we're able to kill it. That would be favorable. One of the downsides, like, this is where the argument that Soul Ring is actually the best card in Vintage Cube and not Black Lotus is because Soul Ring is card disadvantage, right? You get 3 mana off of 1 card, which is unheard of advantage. We're going to keep this in. We have all of our colors. We have a turn 2 Bone Shredder to kill something. But Soul Ring is not card disadvantage. It does give you less mana as fast, but the benefit is it does, like, sit there. We're going to play Swamp in case we draw him to Turok. I don't think I Bone Shredder their Llanowar Elves. If this is Raphaelos, yeah, I probably need to Bone Shredder that. That's a lot of mana. I could also be super greedy. If I don't Bone Shredder the Raphaelos, they're just going to have a ton of mana in play, and I don't super like that. The only downside is we need to exile something from our hand, and I like all these cards in my hand. This doesn't work. You can't just exile. Can I exile a land with this and add colorless? Does it work that way? Because that would be what I want. Because I only need 1 black source. Can you do this? Exile a non-artifact. Oh wait, non-land. Okay, good. Okay. I was like, is that allowed? Can I do that? Because lands are technically colorless, so whatever. So I don't think we can exile Recurring Nightmare. It's our only reanimation spell. I think I'm getting rid of Seasoned Pyromancer out of my hand, unfortunately, in order to kill this guy. But that's okay. You're going to yield. We would like to exile Seasoned Pyromancer. We can play Swamp, and then we're going to Bone Shredder the Raphellos. Unfortunately, we didn't have a Mountain in play. Otherwise, we could go... Like, if we already played a Mountain, we could go Mountain, exile Bone Shredder in order to cast, what's it called, and then be reanimating Grave Titan next turn. Which actually would have worked against their Garruk plan. But I didn't want to give them that much mana. That's a 7 mana on turn 3 is a lot of mana to deal with. Even if they don't play like a big creature, it's still pretty scary. We're not going to pay the Echo cost because we would be fine. Just reanimating it with Recurring Nightmare later on. We'd not like to pay. You draw Swamp, which is not ideal. I don't think they have like Beast Within in their deck, so I'd rather play Recurring Nightmare in case we get a creature that we want to reanimate next turn. Usually the rule of thumb is you don't leave Recurring Nightmare out on the field because they can deal with it. But honestly, if they kill Recurring Nightmare, whatever. They do have a ton of mana. Yeah, so maybe it would have been correct to go for the Seasoned Pyromancer, discard into Recurring Nightmare. That actually probably would have panned out for us better. They are casting something big. Primetime? Acidic Slime. Yes, that would be a reason to not play out Recurring Nightmare. So maybe that was wrong. They needed like Rek'Sage, Acidic Slime though. Most of their deck doesn't deal with it, but I think maybe that was wrong. I don't know. We are taking 1 damage. They don't really have a clock on us yet because I haven't made any beasts with Garruk yet. We got Himdaturok, so we can snipe their last card and then just play Grave Titan. That might just be enough to win. We got Deranged Hermit, which is a perfectly fine last card to get. They do have Garruk above 4 though, so we have to be careful. They can overrun at any time pretty much. And they're drawing live to most of the cards in their deck. They have 6, 7, 8 mana, which is a ton. Grave Titan should be pretty good here. What is this? They need all their mana for it? That was a pretty good draw. I don't know why they didn't just tap Elves. I guess they want the damage. We actually might be in danger here. They can attack for a ton of damage next turn. We will take it, unfortunately. We will go land Grave Titan. Pass the turn. I don't think that's lethal. Maybe it is. How much power is this? This is 8, 14, 14, 19, 22, 26 power, and we have 20, 18. Okay, so we literally have to block with everything. Damn it. Yeah, they probably got us then. We have to block like everything and using all the toughness, and then we'll go down to 1. So I think they got us. I think we played a little weird. We did draw a ton of lands though, which is not really what we wanted. So we'll see what we top deck, but I think they got us. We should live with 1 life. Oh, we're just dead. Never mind. I did the math wrong. That's okay. They did have Raphellos. I don't know. We could have played that a little bit differently, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think I'm changing anything about my deck, so I think I'm just gonna run it back. We will choose to go first. This hand is great. We have turn 1 Vamp Tutor for... We'll probably grab Pyromancer, I guess. We can turn 2 Himdaturok and then turn 3 something else for hand. What would we even get off of this? You could just get like Karoxa instead, maybe? I don't know. We will definitely be keeping though. Turn 2 him is awesome. Honestly, maybe we aren't playing Vampiric Tutor because we can just exile it under Chromox and eat their whole hand. I think I like that better. I can him them now, and then next turn I can Mind Twist them for 2. Honestly, this might be crazy. I'm going to go for it. Vamp Tutor is card disadvantage, and so is Chromox. So I don't think I'm using both of them. I'm going to like lose everything. And this might just snipe both of their lands. Okay, we sniped a Goose and a Primal Command. Okay, they are fetching. It's probably, we didn't snipe exactly what we wanted. Black Lotus is pretty good. Let's see what this is. They're not using the Black Lotus. They're probably playing it out. They don't know that we have Mind Twist, though. I'm just going to play Karoxa this turn, and then next turn I'm going to Mind Twist them, because that should eat everything from their hand. Discarded Avenger of Zendikar. So if they have like Acidic Slime, that would be fine. Sakura Tri-Builder is perfect, because now we get to snipe the last 2 cards out of their hand. And we have Recurring Nightmare, which is awesome. So we are going to snipe the last 2 cards out of their hand. And now they're just top decking. They do have a Lotus in play, though, so they do have a ton of mana, but we have really good draws, so hopefully we draw them. They are now hellbent. So basically, it's already turn 3, and we're going to have a top decking war. Our opponent is dissatisfied. Yeah, us wrathing their hand is pretty good. We ended up basically playing 2 Hymn for Torax. Our graveyard has 2 cards in it. Tree Speaker is not the best draw for them. They already have a ton of mana, so there's not really a reason to get more elves. That is probably the best elf to get. See what we draw here. Mountain is not what we're looking for. So I shouldn't play Recurring Nightmare if they have Acidic Slime. But Reanimating Kroxa isn't even that good anyways. So I'm probably just going to play Mountain and pass. We do need to draw something. Our opponent is just top decking. We have no pressure on them currently. They are going to level up Tree Speaker, which is fine. We take 2. So our opponent hasn't drawn anything yet, but now they have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, which is pretty scary, but we did get rid of Primetime and Avenger. So I'm not sure how many more big spells they have in their deck to cast. They drew land, which is good. We drew a land. We would really like a Titan. That would be our perfect draw. Either that or, what's it called? Pyromancer would be awesome. Mountain is not our ideal draw, unfortunately. This makes me feel a little silly for exiling, what's it called? Vamp Tutor, but I still stand by that decision. So it looks like they're going to combat. We're going to get attacked for 2. So if they do have something in their hand, it probably costs, or maybe 3. That's why they don't need their dorks. Oh, they are sacrificing for something. Hex Drinker is pretty good. That is an ideal draw, I would say. It's protected against instants and sorceries, so I'm not sure. We could draw our Planeswalker. That would be a way to kill it. But otherwise, we're probably just going to lose this game. That was a really good top deck. We drew 2 lands. Okay, I'm just going to play a Recurring Nightmare. We're actually going to lose this game. Because now it has protection from everything, and we don't have a Wrath in our deck, so I think they got there. We drew 3 lands back to back. We're going to tell our opponent GG's. I'm pretty sure it's over. Signet is basically another land. We just drew land. We did Chromox one of our spells away, but other than that, we had literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells out of our top 13 cards, which is very unlikely. So, you know, it happens. That's how Magic is. So we are dead. We're not getting a 3 trophy streak, but we can still win the next games and have some fun. I do think this deck is good, so I'll see you guys in the next round. All right, here we are in round 2. I'll tell our opponents to have fun. We won the die roll, which honestly is expected at this point. This hand is fine. We have turn 1 top. We can Pyromancer something into the graveyard and reanimate it later. We have both of our colors, although we don't have double black. I think I'm going to play around Strip Mine. I really don't want to lose my only black source that's in my hand right now. At least this early. Our opponent says thanks you too, which I love. You can reach Trevor. That's a pretty good name, honestly. They do have library on the draw, which is unfortunate for us. We're gonna lose the card advantage war then, but do what we can. We're just gonna play out Karoxa. It's just a 1-for-1, deal some damage depending on what they discard. Puts Crocs in our graveyard, which I like. They will draw in response, which is what they should do. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to activate it. And then place our triggers on the stack like that. Yield to the first one. I guess we're already F6, but... Discard Lily on his Triumph, so they're playing black, which is good to know. They do have Caracas, which is going to be good against Karoxa if we do end up reanimating it. I don't think I want to cast these Empowermancer until I'm Hellbent, so I think I'm going to set a stop on my turn, and I'm going to top during my upkeep to see what's going on. This is pretty bad. We can just, I think I'm just gonna stack it like this. This is pretty abysmal. We'll draw for our turn. We're gonna end up topping at the end of their turn to see if the third card is gonna be any different, but that's a lot of lands to be drawing. They are gonna library, which is fine. They do have 9 cards in their hand. That's a lot of cards. They're under no pressure so far from us. Season Pyromancer is going to be great. I'll probably end up playing it next turn because I just want to rip through all those lands. No! Our Season Pyromancer. I was going to get rid of 2 lands. Oh, that's brutal. That's so brutal. Oh, that was so good for them. I guess that's better than Thoughtseize. Honestly, it might be worse than Thoughtseize. Like, the top of our deck is so bad. That's brutal. Let's see what they do. They're probably going to do nothing and just pass, if I had to guess. Hopefully our third card isn't another land. Otherwise, we're literally doing nothing next turn, which I don't like. They are casting something. Okay, they're playing aggro because they're playing Smuggler's Copter. So they're probably playing like black-white aggro. There's so many lands. Come on. It's literally like, dude, our top, what is it? Our top 22 cards has 4 non-lands in it. Come on. We could cast Karoxa, but we don't have enough things to do. I think I'm just gonna spin top now. Would I rather have double black or double red? I think I'd rather have double black. So I'm gonna spin red, look with top now. Because we already have the land to play Goldspan Dragon next turn. There is an Incinerate, so we're going to put it on top, and then we can always draw with top if we want to Incinerate Smuggler's Copter. So we're going to do it like that. We don't want to draw this Mox, because it's just card disadvantage. We can't really do anything with it. We don't have any cards to give up, so... They're going to draw a card. They've drawn so many cards from library. Like, we have 3 cards in their hand and they have 8. Hopefully they just don't have a kill spell for Goldspan Dragon and that's when we win the game. We'll find out, though. It's not looking too good. Kaya? Oh my god. They can't minus top, thankfully, because we're just going to tap it to draw. That's so good against us. What are the odds? Come on. Ugh. Alright. It's like randomly really good against us, unfortunately. We do get to draw Incinerate, and we do get to kill it with Goldspan Dragon, but they have so many cards in their hand, and that just gets rid of, like, essentially more cards out of our hand that we could be using. We already know that we're drawing an online, which is cool. I think killing Kai here matters. We are playing like Reanimator almost, so I would like access to my graveyard. But then again, they did exile like our two main graveyard cards, so maybe I'm just ignoring Kaya. Kaya does gain them life though. Yeah, I think just killing Kaya here is right. We do get a token so we can spin top whenever we want. Or we can incinerate if they don't have a kill spell for Goldspan Dragon. Actually, we get another treasure token if they target it, so we will be able to incinerate their Smuggler's Copter next turn. Unless they have like an edict, but they already got rid of Liliana's Triumph, so don't know if there's another one. They would need like regular Lily. That would do it. They have 8 cards and now we have 2. So things are still going poorly. over at Hotel. Oh, they're playing a third color. Interesting. Huh. Oh, we'll see what they cast. Can't stop it, so assuming this is just Path on Goldspan Dragon. Which we cannot stop. Tide Hollow Sculler. So in response to the trigger, we're just gonna kill it because that's all we're gonna do anyway. So they do get to crew and attack with Smuggler's Copter, unfortunately. But they have nothing to take from our hand, so that's cool. Incinerate. In response, they're gonna crew Copter and attack us, which kind of sucks, but we can't really stop it, so. Oh, they didn't crew Copter? What? Why didn't you crew Copter? So they can't take a land. The way that Tidal Scholar is written, if we did that and we had another non-land card in hand, it would just disappear forever because the taking it and giving it back are 2 separate lines of text. So if you kill it while the first one's on the stack, the second one will go on the stack, and then the second one resolves first. So you would just lose a card. A lot of the modern ones aren't written that way anymore because it's just like, there's no reason. It's just kind of silly. During our upkeep, we're going to top using our red mana. See what's going on. We don't want to draw this Chromox that's on top of our library. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I have so much mana and nothing to do with it. We're gonna spin top again now. There might be something that we want to play. Recurring Nightmare with no creatures. We would like Recurring Nightmare probably better than a random card in our hand. But then again, maybe we want to hide it from like duress or something. I could see that being good. But I think we'll put it on top for now. We can always change it. We can just retop and put a different order if we want. Or if they like mill us somehow. Something. Assuming they have a kill spell here. Kill spell would be pretty brutal. We're not doing anything, so kind of need some spells. They got rid of our Karoxa. They got rid of our graveyard. Let's see if Goldspan Dragon could just kill them. We could cast an Ashen Rider. Ugh. Ashen Rider would honestly be a good draw. I'm surprised they didn't animate Smuggler's Copter last turn. They have 8 cards in their hand and we have 1 card in our hand. Ugh, this is so bad. Hopefully our opponent just does nothing with their 8 cards in hand, but they just have so many cards. We have nothing. We need to draw like action, time walk. Our opponent's living the dream, dude. They did draw a ton of cards, but they have lands and non-lands. We have only lands. See, in our top, we have 2 lands on top of our library right now. So in our top 14 cards, we've had 2, 4, 5. So it's a 9-to-1 ratio of lands to spells. And that's including like we've been Sensei's topping and stuff. And we have Goldspan Dragons, so like it's almost like there's more lands. Like it's not like these cards are like things that we can like invest mana in. Like they give us mana. Maybe I'm supposed to be playing less lands. I don't know. They Kite Sail Freebooter. We have nothing in our hand though, but this is probably just to look and to crew smugglers. So far, they haven't had a kill spell to kill a Goldspan Dragon, and they did tap their library, so I'm assuming they're not using it this turn. That resolves. They will attack us. We don't have like Incinerate on top of our library to Diviner with them. They are at 18 cards in their deck, so maybe maybe they mill out. Pipe dreams. They discard a planes, which makes sense. Honestly, Ashen Rider would be an amazing draw, which is so funny. You just cast Ashen Rider. It's non-legendary, so they can't bounce it with Karakas. If they kill it, then we should hopefully have our one reanimation spell in our hands, so we can start like chaining our creatures into it. Ashen Rider would be an amazing draw. So far, they don't have a way to kill our dragon, so that's good. We will draw normally. We're gonna attack them. Get our treasure token. Yeah, I've taken a lot of damage from this dragon, but they do have a ton of cards in hand, so we're going to top, see if anything interesting is going on. There is a Golgari Signet, which is not what I would like to see. Just gonna put Swamp on top. Doesn't get taken by anything. And then I'm just gonna play out Recurring Nightmare. I think against their colors, it's safer in play than it is in my hand. That being said, we did already see 3 hand disruption spells, so it's probably not that likely that they have more, but I'm just gonna play out Recurring Nightmare. This is unfortunate that they Kai'd to exile our Pyromancer, because otherwise we could just draw like a bunch of cards here. Filter through our deck. There's so many cards. It's still the 8-to-1 ratio, the classic. They're gonna start out racing us because of Shambling Vent. God, so many lands. Maybe I just constructed this deck poorly. I don't know. I feel like we're just getting unlucky. Grave Titan is pretty good. We're just gonna F6. This is probably the end, the beginning of the end here. They get to attack us for 4, and they have a Grave Titan in play. I don't know what we could draw. For how hard we've been losing this game, we're still in it somehow. Like, they're at 13. Like, if we just get, what's it called off the top? If we just get our white, black, exile target thing when it enters, we honestly might be fine. We're still not in amazing shape, but, like, we'd be in, like, perfectly fine shape. So hopefully that's in our top. That's our 3rd card from the top after we draw a land for turn and then we get rid of a land. Duress is better than a land, I guess, but it's still pretty bad. Duress lets us see more of their deck, so I am going to do that. Just like to see what's going on in their deck. We're probably going to lose, but this gives us more information, which I do like. Jite, so they do have Damnation. They have Duress, so it's good that we play it out. They have Elspeth, Una's Prowler, so it looks like they're kind of playing Reanimator, but kind of just playing like Esper good stuff. So it doesn't super matter what we take. I guess I'll take Jite. I don't think I'm attacking. I'm not winning this game, so I don't think it super matters what we do. So I'll just pass. I have so much mana. Could I cast an Eldrazi? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can cast everything except Emrakul if we wanted to. But, you know, Chromox and Signet are not the draws we want. They duress us, we have nothing in our hand, so that's fine. You'd probably animate Tar Pit here if I had to guess. Elspeth makes sense too. They can give zombie flying. Oh, you give Grave Titan flying? Why? It makes no sense. I was probably gonna chump block it anyways. What? Why would you give that flying? Let's block Smuggler's Copter and be dead. Yeah, that's probably why. Never mind. I guess that makes sense. We will auto yield. We are just dead. If they discard with Smuggler's Copter, we get to see even more of their deck, potentially. So they already duressed us. We already saw Una's Prowler, and they just played Elspeth. So we know about Damnation. If we had Mindslaver in our deck, we could Mindslaver Wrath them, and then maybe be okay. But Mindslaver is not in our reanimation deck, weirdly enough. We'll draw for turn. We'll play top. We'll spin top. We only get to look at one new card. Just to triple make sure there's nothing. What? Opposition? Does that work like that? I'm not searching my library, I'm looking. I don't think that works like that. We'll find out. I actually am interested to know. I don't think so. Our opponent thinks the same thing. Oh, Ashen Rider was up close, but casting it, we're still gonna lose. So we did draw an obscene amount of lands. Maybe I'm supposed to be playing less lands in this deck. I don't know. So this is definitely a deck that we're not going to be playing Bone Shredder in. They are playing a black deck. Bitter Blossom might be good against them. They kind of don't have a way to deal with it if we get it in play, and it does deal like a ton of damage over time. So I don't hate that. As far as cards we could get rid of for that, maybe I'm not playing Chupacabra. We only saw, I mean, Chupacabra would, I kind of do like Chupacabra actually. Maybe I'm cutting a land because I just got so flooded last game. But we're only playing like 17 lands, 16 if you count strip mines. So we're not even playing that many lands. I think we need to get rid of Rampage maybe. This does snipe their Planeswalker. Maybe I am playing this card. They're playing Vamp Tutor. It is important to be aware of Opposition Agent though when we do Vamp Tutor, so we want to make sure that they don't have 3 mana up and cards in their hand. I'm getting rid of Rotting Regisaur. No, I don't think I am. Honestly, I'm just sad. That was unlucky. We'll cut him. Usually discard's not as good against reanimation strategies, which is, I think they do have like a sub-theme of reanimation, but him detract's right because it takes random cards, so you can just snag lands, which is pretty brutal. I think I'm just gonna cut. No, I do like Signet for certain things. Should I just play a 41 card deck? Can't make decisions, just don't make them. It's that easy. We'll get rid of Incinerate against them, I guess. Maybe we get rid of Magda. I'm just gonna get rid of Incinerate. We'll see if we regret it. It's a pretty small change, so it shouldn't have a, life-changing difference. All right. Benefit of losing, we do get to go first, which is very cool. We have Ingrass Rampage, we have Recurring Nightmare. This hand might be okay. We're going to keep it. We have all of our colors. We will take our upkeep stop out. Hopefully they don't just have another Academy. That would be pretty bad. I'm going to get rid of that stop. I'm going to play Mountain past the turn. We didn't see a single card in their deck that could deal with Recurring Nightmare on the field. So if we do get up to 3 mana, we are going to play Recurring Nightmare because I don't want it in my hand because they're going to take it with something. This hand actually isn't that good, but our hand was pretty bad last time, so... Actually, maybe I'm supposed to start with Swamp because now if I draw like him to Turok, I'll feel silly. Why do I talk? Why do I say anything? I should have said nothing. Why do I speak? Like, if they strip mine us there, that's awesome, because our hand doesn't really do much. Now they're gonna take it. Oh, they're just Smuggler's Coptering. That's fine. We could just Ingrass Rampage and kill it. That might be better than him Turaking. I think that is better. We're just gonna make them sacrifice an artifact. Targeting them. Get rid of their smuggler's copter. Our opponent commented they think that last game they needed every one of those 10 cards to win the game, and I kind of agree. It took them a while for them to kill us. They were up like 6 cards for like 5 turns, and it's not like we were playing anything. We were just attacking, topping, and then passing. So, kind of agree. But that's how it is. This person's actually really nice. I like people that are friendly because it makes the game more interesting. I don't really play a lot of like PvE games. I like the human aspect of like playing against or with people. So I like when people are friendly because I'm playing the game to play the game with people. So I do like that. During their end step, we're going to fetch because we don't want to draw more lands. Oh, wait, this is bad if they opposition agent. No! I can just fail to find though. Oh my god. That would have been a reason to fetch earlier. Ugh. That's so gross. Come on, our like one search spell and they opposition agent us. This is brutal. At least they're nice, so it's fine, I guess. They get to see your entire deck though, and they get a land. I guess I should have fetched it before they played their land. They have to have that specific card in their hand though. Like that could just be in their bottom 30. But I guess we knew we were gonna fetch anyways. Whatever. How does this work? They exile it, you can play it exiled, so they can play your land. We now don't have double black for him, so black's first off the top. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, never punished. I've never done anything wrong before playing this game ever. Only dubs. We get rid of their Elspeth and reanimate, which I like. They were probably gonna cast Elspeth next turn and we were gonna lose. We do have this Ashen Rider stuck in our hand. Yeah, maybe this deck is bad. I don't know. They do play our Swamp, which makes me sad. We can Ravenous Chupacabra, their opposition agent, next turn, which is cool. Seasoned Hollowblade is fine. Their deck is weird. Our deck is like, I think on the surface less weird, but I think our decks are like of equal power level of just kind of like doing stuff. Collective Brutality is pretty good. I think I'm going to play Collective Brutality because that kills Seasoned Hollowblade and it gets another card in my graveyard, which I like. And I get to look at their hand, which I also like. A lot of things I like about playing Collective Brutality here. I'm just going to do it. If we draw our 1-drop creature, we can Recurring Nightmare back Ashen Rider next turn. Seems really good. We're going to escalate 2 modes. We would like for them to reveal our hand, and we would like to kill their Hollowblade. Reveal your hand, kill this creature. So --, indestructible doesn't work, which is why we're killing Hollowblade instead of opposition agent, because we can just Chupacabra down opposition agent next turn. Their hand, oh man, they have an Elspeth. I thought this takes, choose an instant or sorcery from it. Oh, I thought it was non-creature. That's kind of unfortunate. We do get to take a card, which is cool, and it is nice to know about Elspeth Conquers Death. But that means that we kind of have to grab our Ashen Rider pretty fast, because otherwise they're going to reanimate it with Elspeth Conquers Death. So if we Chupacabra their opposition agent next turn, they're going to untap and play opposition agent. So we're going to need a creature. No, that's so bad. No, they're going to take our Chupacabra. And then we can't play Recurring Nightmare because they're just going to take it with Elspeth Conquers Death. Oh my god, it's the end of the world. Maybe this deck is bad. We're really struggling. That's so gross. We can still just draw our Lava Man, and that would be awesome. Swamp is not what we're looking for. It's not over. It's not looking great, though. I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose. I'm so sad. I thought this deck was gonna be good. And we're just getting wrecked. Uh, I've played this deck before, and it felt better, but when I played this deck before, I had like more actual reanimation spells, so maybe that's the key to playing this deck, is you like actually need like reanimate in your deck and stuff. Um, we're definitely struggling over here. Don't know how we win this game. We're gonna tell Bridge. Our opponent definitely had the cards that was good against us. The opposition agent to take our land away from us. The top deck, Tideholder Sculler. Uh, it was just brutal. I don't think their deck is particularly amazing, but I guess our deck isn't either. And they did, I don't know. They drew better than us. They also, I don't know. I don't mind losing to them. They're very friendly, so I don't care. They definitely got us though. We're super dead. All right. I'll see you guys in the final round to see if we can win a single match. All right. I'll see you guys then. All right. Here we are in round 3. We'll tell our opponents to have fun, and we won the die roll again, which is expected. We deserve to win the die roll. We can tutor for a land. I think I'm just mulliganing. I think I need more than one land. This hand is better, although we are missing a red source, but I think I will keep this. We're going to put Dark Dwellers on the bottom. We don't need a double red spell in our hand when we have no mountains, and we'll pass. We do have Strip Mine, so we do buy ourselves a little bit of time, depending on what they do. Hopefully we draw like red source, Pyromancer would probably be our best sequence. They are playing green, which is unfortunate, because Strip Mining a land against green isn't as good, because they have Dorks. But we're also not really doing anything else, so I could also just Incinerate their guy. I think I'd rather Strip Mine, it's basically the same thing. You know, if they play like a 2-mana Dork, I'm going to be more happy that I saved my Incinerate for that. It's Devoted Druid? Yeah, okay. I'm going to Incinerate that. I don't want them having that much mana. I'm going to Incinerate Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Rampage isn't going to be as good against them unless they play a Planeswalker. Oh, that's so bad. That's brutal. What can I draw now that I use my Incinerate? Huh. We need like... yeah, this deck is bad. I don't know. We need like Chupacabra off the top. That would help. We could also get Duretti. Could eventually kill it, but they're probably just going to kill it by attacking it. Yeah, that's about it. Ashen Rider, if we can find a way to get it in our graveyard. I don't think I'm playing Angrass Rampage. If they play Planeswalker, actually, I'm gonna probably just die. So I think I want to killing one of their mana sources makes it so that way they can't level up Hexdrinker as fast. So I think I do like that actually. Hexdrinker was a really good card from them. They're playing Vernon Catacombs, so we'll see if they're also playing black. Looks like they're just playing mono green. Imagine they just level it up. They want to give it pro. Yeah. So we need it this turn or we probably lose. So I don't know how we beat a 6/6 with protection from everything. We don't have a Wrath in our deck. uh, we didn't draw it. Which means it's gonna be a 6/6 with protection from everything. We have 3 turns to win the game. This is brutal. Am I just tilted and so I'm playing bad? Like, is that what it is? Is my deck bad? Is it just unlucky? Like, leave a comment. I don't know what's going on in this league. This league is cursed. Like, ugh, it's just brutal. Like, if they had like Thragtusk in their hand or like other, it's literally the worst possible card we could have drawn in our entire deck. We need Grave Titan in our hand. We can't Chrome Mox it away. A literal land would have been better, or like any spell would have been better. But here we are, not with that. Oh my god. What am I supposed to do? Tangle Wire, that's fine. We're not really gonna do any. They have Mazavith in their mono green deck? Interesting. We'll yield. We're gonna lose anyways, so it doesn't super matter. Just see if we can see more of their deck. We're not gonna show them top, because we're dead anyways, so. They are playing Mazavith in their mono green deck. Interesting. I guess maybe if they're playing like Golos to grab whatever or Prime Time, they can also grab Mazavith, which is like a utility land. That might make sense. We are suffering this league. Ironically, though, I think green is actually probably our best matchup, but not Hex Drinker specifically. That card is pretty good against us. All right, we'll start sideboarding. Not much to do here. I think I'm going to take out Duress and bring in Bone Shredder. I could see maybe bringing in Emrakul. It gives us another reanimation target. But we don't have a ton of discard. Collective Brutality. We're just going to run it like this, I think. Hopefully, we draw an equal mix of lands and spells. I think maybe this deck is flawed in that we kind of get Hellbent and then don't do anything. We're going to keep. We do have Strip Mine again. We also have Signet. We're going to play Swamp, pass the turn. We are missing red mana, but we also don't have any red spells in our hands, so that's good. We're just going to go turn on Elf. Yeah, I think we do Strip Mine them again. Actually, let's just Signet and Strip Mine them next turn, because we might need this land to cast Chupacabra. This also lets us Strip Mine them next turn and play Recurring Nightmare. If we get a land off the top, that's probably what we'll do. Yeah, now I can Strip Mine their Black Source. Yeah, that seems like a good play. Unless they play like a scary 3-drop, and then I'll feel silly. They play like Tireless Tracker. Alright. Works for me. We do get to take them off black, which is cool. And we do get to play Recurring Nightmare, and then we get to play Ravenous Chupacabra. So this, I think this is the correct play, although it is a little unfortunate that they played Basalt Monolith, but we can just kill whatever they play, hopefully. I am going to play a Recurring Nightmare. I haven't learned anything this league, so I'm just going to play it out and get it killed by Reclamation Sage or something. And then I'll cry, and that'll be that. Let's see what this is. Hopefully it's something we can Chupacabra. That is not ideal. Honestly, I might just kill the Ooze instead of the Biogetic, because they only have 2 mana in play. And the Ooze is going to be a 3/3. Like, we can trade to kill the what's it called? Oh, this is going to be good. So we have Regisaur, which lets us discard. Okay. Hear me out. We play Rotting Regisaur this turn. This does let their Ooze grow up to be a 4/4, but that also lets us Ravenous Chupacabra, get back Grave Titan next turn. So I think that's just going to be better. Hopefully they don't have a kill spell for Rotting Regisaur. That would be really sad. I'm going to pass turn. Mazavith is not great against Titans because you still get the attack trigger, even though they get taken out of combat. They do only have 2 mana. Mazavith doesn't tap for mana. Their Basalt Monolith is tapped. So they're kind of stranded, honestly. Fauna Shaman is fine. That also doesn't tap for mana. They can't really attack. We have a 7/6 unless they want to trade one of their Oozes, which I don't think they're going to do. See what they do. Alright, they do nothing. Their Ooze does get to be a 4/4, but that's fine. We will draw for turn. Oh, we get to discard first. So we're going to discard Grave Titan. Draw our Goldspan Dragon, and then we're going to cast Chupacabra before combat. Kill their ooze. Attack for 7. They take it. Main phase 2, we're going to Recurring Nightmare back. Grave Titan. Sacrificing Chupacabra. The reason why we don't super mind discarding to our Rotting Regisaur, because we can just Recurring Nightmare every turn off of these zombie tokens. And basically, just all of our things in our hand now cost 3 mana because of Recurring Nightmare. See what they grab. We don't have any interaction, so... I'm assuming they just grab an elf because they need more mana. Scavenging Ooze. They don't have green mana to activate it, though. Oh, they do now. Okay. That does seem good against us. Hopefully they just eat the Chupacabra now. Oh, they just concede. Okay. All right. We'll see if we can piece it together. I don't think their deck is that scary. That being said, our deck is definitely the antithesis of scary. So we'll see what we can do. I don't think we're changing anything. Burning would be good against their deck, but it would also be really good against our deck, so I don't super see reason to play it. So I think we're just going to run it back how it is. I could see an argument to maybe bring in Bitter Blossom, but other than that, I think we're just going to play it how it is. All right, our opponent gets to choose if they want to go for a second. This hand is fine. We have both of our colors. We have Vamp Tutor to grab something we need. We have Grim Lavamancer to kill their dorks. We're going to keep it. We do have turn 1 dork, which is fine. Maybe we were supposed to side out Ingress Rampage. I don't know. We're going to play Lava Man. Pass the turn. Depending on what they do, we might Kroxa, we might Ingress Rampage. Ooh, this makes me want to kill their creature because I don't think they have a lot of mana. They didn't play land. Oh, they play Ith. This is the 3rd game in a row they had Maze of It. Yeah, I think I like just taking them off a land. This makes them they have to minus Devoted Druid if they don't draw land and they want to play a 3-drop. And then next turn we can Kroxa kill their Devoted Druid, which should buy us, which should pretty much clear the way for Rotting Regisaur, although they do have Maze of It, so. See what they do. They do have 4 mana. Okay, there's Sakura Tri-Building. As much as I don't love getting rid of Kroxa from exile, I think taking them off of as much mana as possible is going to be beneficial. I mean, you do need a ton of cards to flashback Kroxa, so we don't really have the card draw to get that many cards in our graveyard, so I think we're just going to exile it. They discard Rex Sage, which is actually good because we're probably going to end up Vamp Tutoring for, what's it called? For our 1 reanimation spell in our deck. Although maybe not, depending. You might just end up getting a black, like a swamp, so that we can play Liliana. That seems pretty good. Save 3 lands in play, 4 lands in play, 2 cards in hand. We'll see what they do. Ball of Blossoms is fine. That is no worries. We'll see what we draw for turn. If it is a swamp, it probably changes how we play. Huh, Pyromancer is actually pretty good. I think I want what's in my hand, though. But the issue is I only have 1 black source, and I do like playing out Pyromancer. If we get rid of Rotting Regi, we don't really have a way to reanimate. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Seasoned Pyromancer, keep up black to Vamp Tutor back our reanimation spell. We can always trade Seasoned Pyromancer for Rotting Regisaur later. I'm going to discard these 2. We do get 2 tokens, which is cool. We get a Mox Emerald, which we're not playing right now, at least. Get Bone Shredder too. Okay, I think that was worth it. We do lose Lily, though, which is a little unfortunate, but we can start like Recurring Nightmaring, Seasoned Pyromancer, and Rotting Regi back and forth, which is good. Biogenic Ooze is annoying, but that's fine. We didn't leave up a red source, so we can't Lava Man either of them. We're going to Vamp Tutor. Grab our 1 reanimation spell, our recurring nightmare. Put it on top. We probably have to take this turn off to Bone Shredder them, unfortunately, to get rid of their Biogenic Ooze. I don't want them just sinking their mana into Biogenic Ooze and getting a bunch of things to do. So yeah, I think that's just gonna be better. Is there a reason to not cast Mox Emerald? Probably not. Just gonna cast Mox Emerald. Got Bone Shredder. Killing the Ooze. We would love a Black Source from our deck. That would be really cool, because then we can, what's it called, more than once? We can Recurring Nightmare more than once, which lets us basically Pyromancer. Although Pyromancer would make us discard Recurring Nightmares. So that's not my favorite, but okay, they do have a bunch more mana in play now, which makes me a little nervous, but all right, they're completely hellbent. They have a 3/3. We don't. We're not going to pay for Bone Shredder. I'd rather have it in our graveyard, honestly. We can't actually Chupacabra. So what I think we do is we get rid of Seasoned Pyromancer to get back Bone Shredder to kill their Ooze. We'd like to get Bone Shredder back. Discarding Seasoned Pyromancer. We can just do this basically every turn. That's the beauty of Recurring Nightmare. It's recurring. It just happens over and over again. And now we can just attack them. They're going to block one. And then Mazavith the other. So they're only going to take one. But I think it's better than leaving up Grim Lavamancer. They do have a ton of mana. So whatever they draw, they can play. So hopefully they don't draw anything too good for a little bit. I don't know why they would untap that one. Because now I can Grim Lavamancer. I think that was wrong. Looks like they didn't draw anything notable. At least not notable yet. I'm not going to pay for the Echo. Honestly, I think I'm just going to Recurring Nightmare. We're going to attack first and then Recurring Nightmare back Seasoned Pyromancer. We do have 2 cards in our hand that we wouldn't mind discarding and replacing with 2 new cards, so I'm just going to do that. We will get 1 more elemental token. They didn't Mazavith, which is interesting. Recurring Nightmare. We're going to sacrifice an elemental. We want to live Grim Lavamancer on the field. Back Pyromancer. We're going to discard 2 cards, draw 2 more. I think we're going to play the Swamp. Then pass and keep Golgari's Signet in hand because that's a card that we would like to discard with Pyromancer. We really only need 2 black sources because now we have 6 mana, so we can Recurring Nightmare twice in a turn, which I like. Okay, well, we won one of our matches. Our opponent's deck was not particularly volatile, but one match is better than no match. I actually do like playing this deck. I think in retrospect, the way this deck turned out is not reflective of a good black-red Reanimator deck. I do think that archetype is good and very underrated. I don't think this deck was good in retrospect. I don't think the cards really melded well together. We're kind of missing the reanimation part of it. So hopefully I get to play black-red Reanimator for you guys and I can prove it to you. We did get pretty unlucky in some of our matches, but honestly, it didn't matter. I don't think this deck is that amazing. I'd rather save our luck for like closer matches. And also, we got so lucky in our last league playing Black Lotus and Ancestral that I think it's just fair. The universe is kind of evening out the playing field a little bit. So if you're new here, once this league ends, which ends in 4 days, there's probably going to be like 4 more videos. I'm going to stop uploading. I play Magic online, but I pretty much only play Limited, and I barely play any Limited. I pretty much consistently play Vintage Cube every time it's out, and then sometimes I get really into like a set of Limited. You'll never see me upload like a constructed video or like a Magic lore video. I really don't care about any of that. So if you're like me, feel free to subscribe. I'm not going to flutter your inbox with like tertiary Magic stuff. It's just going to be me talking over me playing Vintage Cube. I started making this content because of I'm actually a huge fan of Caleb Gannon's And I actually usually fall asleep to his videos. It's just like nice talking in the background. So, you know, these videos could be used for that too. I think my voice is kind of soothing, but you can be the judge of that. I think that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys in the next one.